Hey everybody, well I'm out here in northern Minnesota and we decided to go on a little trip. Kind of forgot to film an intro, so welcome back if you're new here. My name is Zach. We've been making dinner and I'm going to show you some stuff we've been working on, but I just wanted to kind of jump out here and explain what we're doing. So if you're new here, I've got a Toyota 4Runner and yeah, we're just up north in northern Minnesota here, camping, testing out some different gear. Got some new camping gear from eTrailer. I've been testing out this James Burrowd tent, which is a good time. And also, using all of the typical modifications I've done to my 4Runner and trying to put them through their paces. All right, so we tried to put the chicken on the actual fire here, and we had some really awesome coals, but we kind of found that our skewers wouldn't allow us to twist the chicken, and it was really hard to get them down there and keep it warm. I didn't have a grate, so unfortunately we're gonna have to cook it on the grill. So now we're over here. Jake is on grill duty, cooking the chicken. So the goal here was to try out some of this new Front Runner cooking gear. And yeah, so it's like a Mediterranean type chicken. And we were trying to cook skewers on the actual fire, but like I said, wasn't working out. So we moved it over here to this Scotty grill that Jake swears by. And he's on grill duty, making the chicken. This is the Front Runner kit I was talking about, and eTrailer sent it out. I'll talk a little bit more about my camping gear maybe in a different video, but this is pretty sweet. It's got some nicer utensils, which I've just got a couple plastic bowls and spoons and forks and stuff, which is for mostly basic meals, but we're trying to make some slightly fancier stuff because we got the time here at camp. So probably the biggest ticket item here is this new GSI stove. It's really sweet. I've had this GSI pan for a long time and I like the brand GSI. And so we've got this stove, and then we also have this whole bowl and plate kit from GSI as well. And eTrailer sent all of this gear out to me. So we're testing it out, trying to make some naan here because it's going to go really nice with our chicken. So getting a little fancy, but thought it'd be kind of fun to make a little bit nicer meal than just, something by adding water. Whew, it's looking good. Very nice. Just a little teeny piece.
It's the cruster.
What do you think?
Oh, that's good.
That's good? Whoa, careful. Watch yourself. Is it staying warm up in here too?
I think so.
Nice.
A little warm.
Not an ad.
Not an ad.
Just showing off. Nice. All right, good deal. Out here in the middle of the state forest. Yeah, so we're out here dispersed camping. Super nice. No, I'm just kidding. We're just in a campground. Up on the North Shore. Lots of the stuff that's closest to the water, to Lake Superior, is just campgrounds. So often it's pretty handy to just stay at a campground. Mediterranean chicken. A dill yogurt sauce with some naan and a salad. This looks pretty awesome. Waiting patiently for his plate. Otis, you want some? You want some? All right, good morning, everybody. We're starting to prep some breakfast and coffee, and cinnamon rolls are on the menu. Should be pretty tasty. Also making some coffee as well. Kind of like these. They're really easy for cleaning up after making the coffee, so I've been using them as of late. So one thing I've been noticing while making this coffee is I think Jake has a better pour over filter design. It's not quite as convenient as these because these are like disposable and all encompassing, but I feel like this doesn't really extract the coffee the same way. I actually realized that I completely forgot my beadlot coffee, and wow, can I taste the difference between my like light roast caribou coffee. I much prefer the beadlot coffee, but it is what it is. We'll power through. So another thing I realized is these little bags actually might be like cooling the water down, because the water goes on the sides and there's exposure on the sides. It's just like perforated, or there's holes poked in the side of that paper. And these coffees haven't been super warm, and also maybe they're not as strong because that water isn't hot when it's running through the ground. So just another observation. Oh, also, one thing I was going to mention, I don't know if I talked about this or not, but my lid organizer, this bag here is like see-through and you can see the cutlery inside there. And then this is like perfect for fitting these paper plates. I don't know if these are like 11 inch or 12 inch. But yeah, all of a sudden I was just like, wow, that is literally so perfect. And then up here I put my little gas regulator for my stove. So kind of slick. Little pro tips here and there that I'm thinking of as I'm working at camp. All right, we are currently working on breakfast here. Some sourdough toast, bacon, eggs, cinnamon rolls. Kitchen is in full effect right now, and a little bit of coffee. And avocado. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is pretty insane. Bacon is coming along. Some cooked bacon. Cinnamon rolls. Toast is a little tricky, but it's coming along. All right. Well, made some sort of like avocado toast with eggs, avocado, bacon, sourdough. Looking pretty tasty. Hey, where are you going? He slurped back in. All right, well, breakfast was good. Just starting to clean up here and kind of finishing out our trip this weekend. Just did a short little camping trip. Just going to show, I have been testing out the James rod. Did 2 nights this weekend sleeping in it. And one thing that I noted that I didn't really suspect, but since it's not a clamshell, around the foot space, Otis has lots of room. So Otis is a pretty big dog. He's about 75 pounds, and there's plenty of space for him to sleep down there. And then my wife and I slept in the tent as well. So, 2 people and a dog. But we slept really well. Again, I didn't use my Big Agnes mattress. I've done that in the past with other rooftop tents, but so far I've been sleeping really well. And my wife said this was some of the best sleep she's had camping. So trying to not be biased here, but honestly slept really well. We're up here in the North Shore in Minnesota too, so like it's been really cold at night, which definitely doesn't hurt anything. So running the fan, and then just the side windows cracked. Was good ventilation, so it was about 40s at night. 2 people and a dog. It's a lot of like breathing throughout the night, and when you breathe you create moisture as well, so Great venting. I literally would just crack the tops of these two side windows, and then I was running the big exhaust fan up top, and it worked really well. So slept well, wasn't uncomfortable. I've slept in tents before where there is moisture issues, and it's not so much like annoying that you get water on the walls, but more annoying that, you know, you're sleeping in like 80 or 90% humidity, and it's actually like hard to breathe as you're sleeping. So I really like that. And this morning when we woke up, there's actually zero moisture on the walls of the tent. So pretty crazy. But just in case, we opened it all up, opened up the windows, and we're letting it breathe. So another thing that was also pretty crazy is we slept until like 9 something both mornings, kind of completely on accident. We stayed up till about midnight at the campfire and then really slept in, which was pretty crazy because the fabric is so thick and dark. It insulates sound well, and it's really dark in there, so super easy to sleep in, and I think also easy to keep the dog asleep so that Otis doesn't like start bugging us and wanting to get up. So pretty awesome. Probably the last thing is my wife is a little bit of a lighter sleeper, and when Jake and I stayed up until like, you know, roughly midnight, she went to bed around 10. And she said she fell asleep and only heard me when I came in through the zippers. Like, the tent actually sound deadens quite a bit. So all pretty crazy things. I've had a couple of rooftop tents in the past, and this has been an elevated experience. So it's a little bit of a bummer that I don't have you know, some unbiased experience with this, because it sounds like I'm just hyping it up because I'm basically sponsored to do that. But really, it's been pretty insane how comfortable this tent has been compared to some other tents I've had. Now, you know, you pay for that, so there might be other ways where you can, you know, improve the comfort of some of these other tents and not have to spend this kind of money. But wow, this is a really nice product outside, like out the box. Also, if you haven't seen my recent video, I got all my lights installed on the Baja Mid Pro bumper from Ascend Fab. I think those also turned out really awesome. I decided to do amber down below, and then I've got white lights everywhere else, but pretty sweet. And just in case any of you haven't seen my camping setup in here, this I took out in case I needed to sleep in the car, but I didn't, and it's actually a nice spot for putting the chairs. So, and then got a dog bed here for Otis for riding down the road. We're able to put our duffel bags and whatnot right over there. A little pit stop here. This is the trail wash system from Sandy Cats. I've shown this before, but super awesome to have like pressurized water at camp. And I like this little attachment because it's kind of like a sink faucet or something. So it's a little less pressurized and easier to wash and fill water bottles and stuff. Okay, but coming to the back here, I've got my Iceco fridge mounted up here. This is one of their slightly older models, but I think is a really durable option from them, and that's why I really like it. Got an insulating cover on it, matching Iceco slide, and then this side here, I left my slide out in case I was going to need to sleep in here. But this is where my 105 liter case that I've been showing all my camping cooking gear sits. So it slides right in there, and away you go. And then I've got my power bank back there for powering this fridge. So yeah, the setup really is coming together, and with the rooftop tent, this area in the back is really a lot less packed, and it allows me to throw stuff where I need to and keep it all, you know, self-contained and easy to pack and not feeling like it's over crammed, you know, to the brim. Some of you also might be wondering where my full-size spare is if you're like really observant. And I got one of these glue tread tire repair kits, and I think I'm gonna basically just be running one of these instead of a full-time spare for the bulk of my trips, because if I'm just camping and not off-roading, then this is a nice option, and it helps keep my weight down. So I really like that. Another thing I wanted to show that I just didn't film in the moment, but E-Trailer sent me out these 2 front runner chairs. And there's been a lot of hype around these, and a lot of guys have had them for a while, but these are my first kind of experiences using them. And they fold down really small. This is a Walmart chair I have, and this chair is basically all set up. And yeah, it's pretty slick. Really nice, saves a lot of space. Like if we grab this, let me go put this up where I was storing them. So there's a little Velcro strap on the side to hold that handle, but it's not the most secure. But you can see it just like sits right there. So, just for a size comparison if you're curious. So yeah, saves a lot of space. It's really handy. And I got 2 of them so that I've got one for myself and my wife. So I actually bought these chairs a while back, more in a pinch just because I needed them, not because I spec'd them out or thought they were anything particularly special, but we've grown to like the little side table on here. So depending upon what trade-offs you want, you know, this has got this little spot for a can and then like a little Velcro pouch on the side, but that's about it for actually storing your drink. So compact, space saving. Not compact, not space saving, but probably a little more convenient. I don't know, it's hard to say which one of these is more comfy. Probably the front runner chair, but I don't know. This chair is a good value. So Walmart front runner. All right, well, we've got this all basically packed up. Just kind of showing you the setup one last time. The Roam case here, this holds all my camping gear, equipment, like tools, and then I put my dry food in one of these little Roam cubes. So they're used for like organizing one of the Roam cases, but I like it because it's kind of like a durable bag I can carry, pick up, take out of the car, and then dry food goes in there, and then cold food goes in the fridge. So I'm gonna just close my hatch and climb up into the tent real quick and just show you a couple things. Hopefully, so here's the door, walk in, got the windows, got the bed set up, and the awesome part is all of this bedding can be stored inside the tent. So before we take it down, I've got to make sure I turn off the fan, and then I got to rearrange all the bedding a little bit. So we just made the bed this morning, but you got to kind of put some things in the middle because that's the high point, and then somewhat in the back as well. But you got to dodge the fan where that presses down. So that's what I got to do. We're gonna take all that down and then head out. So another good trip in the books.